your SMB. Reclaim your network. Try a Barracuda web app firewall risk-free at barracuda.com/WAF.
This is John Greenhut, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, Power Swabs is the answer. In 5 minutes, you'll see 2 shades wider teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. Even better, there's no messy strips or trays that you'll have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes, and you're done. To try Power Swabs, call 1-800-679-0969. Your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free. 1-800-679-0969. That's 1-800-679-0969.
Election Central on 77 WABC is rolling. Boom! And New York is fired up.
That's the way it always works in Washington.
Topics that matter to you.
This isn't some game. It's fascinating.
And no other radio station brings you more exclusive moments with the candidates.
Did you think this thing was going to be
Imus and Trump.
as big as it is?
You know, I think I have the right message.
Geraldo and Carson.
Do you think you're going to win this?
You know, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Election Central.
You're guaranteed it.
Only on 77
Republican versus Democrat.
WABC.
On audio on the 77 WABC app, Larry Kudlow.
We need the Republican Congress to wake up, pass corporate tax reform, end Obamacare, pass an energy bill, pass an immigration bill, use reconciliation.
From Wall Street to Washington, Larry Kudlow. Saturdays 10 a.m. before Joan Hamburg. Live, local, on it. 77 WABC.
77 WABC.
The following program does not necessarily reflect the views of WABC Radio.
Hey girl, what's up? I know, it's 1 a.m., so what are we doing? Oh yeah, let's totally go to that place. I love that place. Wait a minute. What is that? No, shut up for a second. There's like a light in the sky or a bird or something. Oh no. Oh my god, it's getting closer. Oh my god, it's gonna hit me. Ah! It's an angel.
Hello?
Really? Oh my god, it's Frankie Russo.
Hello?
Yep, it's Frankie. I know, I thought he was a janitor at the local boxing gym too.
Hello? I guess you're half right. What's up, girl? Oh no! I did it again! I messed up my coordinate system!
Hey guys, it's the Frankie Russo Show, and here's
How you
Frankie.
doing out there? How you doing? Welcome to RussoNation.tv, home of America's Team.today, and guess what? This is yours truly, Frankie Russo! Woo! Got a great show for you tonight, great show, okay? Special shout out, Johnny Altadonna and the crew at Michael's Restaurant, Avenue R in Brooklyn. Great turkey dinner, I'm telling you, it was amazing, you know? It was amazing. Social media, Twitter and Facebook, send me a shout out, a message, or what you're thinking, live, and I'll shout it out live. Live internet stream, Facebook, Frankie Russo Show, you gotta check it out. You gotta go to live, it's a live internet stream, Facebook.com/Frankie Russo Show. Frankie Russo Video YouTube channel, tell your friends. And a new Frankie Russo initiative. Help America's team, help the men and women of the United States Armed Forces. That's what I'm talking about. Special shout out for Howard Sherman, crowdfundbuzz.com. He's doing a fabulous job on this online crowdfunding campaign. You got to go to Facebook.com/Frankie Russo Show and just look for the America's Team icon and click on it. You'll get right into the Indigo campaign. And it's Sunday, December 13th from 12 to 2 p.m. I'm having my Christmas reception. Let Frankie Russo buy you a Christmas drink. That's what I'm talking about. A free drink. I'm going to buy you all a free drink. You got to come down at the Hunter Steakhouse, 94th Street and 4th Avenue, and we'll hang out and we'll talk about how we can make and help America's team, help the men and women of the United States Armed Forces. Our funding goal is $50,000. We're going to raise it. I'm telling you. This is the real deal. Whatever crowdfunding I did in the past, and I've been selling T-shirts, I haven't touched my PayPal account. I got upwards of $600. That's in the kitty. Okay? And so my pledge is when we reach our goal of 50,000, I ain't touching a dime of it. Administrative costs are going to be very minimal. A doctor, an RN, a physician's assistant, a little staff, they'll get a stipend. We're going to rent 2 rooms because we're going to build a scalable stress reduction biofeedback center for the men and women of the United States Armed Forces to help them fight this post-traumatic stress disorder. We're not treating anything. We're not diagnosing anything. We're not taking the place of a medical doctor. We're just augmenting. It's going to be for the men and women of the United States Armed Forces. And we're going to have 2 rooms, a zero-base gravity chair, maybe some handheld biofeedback devices, and I'm going to have a scientist with me, medical doctor, and we're going to put together and publish a scientific article with the data that we garner from this endeavor. Help America's team. Help the men and women of the United States Armed Forces. This is our gift. This is America's team's gift to the men and women of the United States Armed Forces. 800-848-9222. Brooklyn Tea Party meeting December 6th. Election and Constitution ratification. And then we got the Frankie Russo prep show. I did for my 90-second show, I did it. It was really cool. So before I kick to some calls, I run into these articles all the time, and it's kind of crazy, So I'm going to set it up, all right? This is what I got, all right? We know mainstream press, mainstream media, ISIS, Islamic State, whatever you want to call it, right? Savagery, barbarians, beheads people, right? Uses children as shields, has jihad training for children, mutilates women, right? Degrades women, rapes women, right? Horrific, savagery, barbarians. They pilferage regions. They chase people off their land. That's the way the mainstream press has been portraying this ISIS thing, this Islamic State. So I read into this article, by this gentleman named Raymond Ibrahim. He's an interesting fellow. I watched a lot of his videos. He's a Coptic Christian. His parents are from Egypt, and they're Coptic Christians. And this guy, he speaks Arabic, and he has a really insightful approach, and he takes these interesting take on the Islamic culture, the Islamic religion. Really interesting presentations. I watched some of his videos. I read some of his articles. Really interesting dude, man. I really, So he printed this article about this Al-Azhar University. Al-Azhar University. And according to Raymond Ibrahim, the leaders of this Al-Azhar University refuses to denounce that the Islamic State is un-Islamic. So basically, that's 2 negatives. So basically what they're saying is the leaders of this Al-Azhar University, which is, I didn't give you the entire information on this Al-Azhar University, they are considered by many one of the most prestigious leading institutions on Islamic principles, on the Islamic religion, on the Islamic faith. Okay? So they claim basically that the Islamic State is Islamic. Okay? So now we go to Barry Soetoro, Muslim from Indonesia, a.k.a. Barack H. Obama, Christian from Chicago, metamorphosizing into the shore of Iran, claiming that ISIS is not Islamic. So who's right? Somebody's lying to us, no? Right? We got Obama, illegal president, fraudulent selective service card, statistically significant, Sheriff Joe and the cold posse, nobody cares. He stands in front of the American people telling us that ISIS is not Islamic, and then you listen to the leading institution, the Al-Azhar University in Egypt, claiming that ISIS, the Islamic State, is Islamic. So I dug a little bit more. Guess who graduated from Al-Azhar University in Egypt? Omar Abdel Rahman, a.k.a. the Blind Sheik. Really, Frankie Russo? Really? He has a master's from the Cairo University School of Theology and a doctorate from the Al-Azhar University. A doctorate. He's a renowned scholar. Renowned. So now, I go further. DiscoverTheNetworks.org. Interesting blog site, interesting stuff. They have some very high-level people in there that publish these articles and these biographies about these horrific individuals. According to DiscoverNetwork.org, Omar Abdel Rahman, a.k.a. the Blind Sheik, these were some of his words. He emphasized, Rahman said this, that the terrorist activity was in fact a legitimate undertaking for devout Muslims. This is not a statement yet. I'm going to go into actual quotes of Omar Abdel Rahman. He claims that if those who have the right to have something are terrorists, he said, then we are terrorists. And we welcome being terrorists. And we do not deny this charge to ourselves. And the Quran makes it terrorism. Among the means to perform jihad for the sake of Allah Akbar, which is to terrorize the enemies of God, who are our enemies too. Now, understand this about the Blind Sheik. The Blind Sheik was personally charged for 50 separate offenses. For one, he was accused of having played a role in the 1993 World Trade Center bombing that killed 6 people, 6 Americans, and injured 1,000. And the damages on the World Trade Center building at the time was $500 million. His role with the bombing was indirect. However, he issued this religious ruling declaring such an attack on the World Trade Center as justifiable. They call it a fatwa, which is a religious ruling under the Quran, because he got his doctorate in the studies of the Quran. Understand something. This is the Blind Sheik, right? He was blind at a very young age, and he memorized the Quran since like age 10. This guy is a renowned scholar. And he claims that the attack was justifiable under Islamic law. This is not a barbarian. This is a scholar. A number of terrorists who carry out the bombing were members of the New York area terror cell that Rahman himself established. He was also charged with masterminding an unrealized plot to bomb major landmarks in New York. United Nations Building, Lincoln and Holland Tunnel, George Washington Bridge, the Federal Building Office in Manhattan, the FBI's Lower Manhattan headquarters, and a number of U.S. armories. This is Omar Abdel Rahman. Now, when he was sentenced for his crimes in January of 1996, these were his words in Arabic. Allah Almighty says, never will the Jews nor the Christians be pleased with you. God's blessings and peace be with you till you follow the religion, Islam. I am honored to join those who are in jail for God's cause with the martyrs and the good. And I say, I am not exaggerating when I say I am sent in jail as a Muslim. I will not be terrorized by jail nor by execution as long as that is in the service of Islam. And I say the truth even when it is very bitter. And I will speak what the Quran taught me to say. Since the creation of America, it is against the Muslims. America has spent all its efforts to get the Muslims and to hurt them and to create the most craziest times amongst them, to create havoc amongst them. And our case here, I'm paraphrasing, and our case here is the most modern or the least of American insults towards Islam. It's worse, and it is not only an attack on Muslims alone, but it is an aggression against the words of God and all the great inspirations of God. And it is putting Islam on trial and disgracing it. I have not done anything, and I have not committed any crime except having taught people about Islam. In other words, to blow up buildings and kill people. This is a scholar. This is a scholar. So ISIS, this is a big problem, okay? We are in deep waters over here. 800-848-9222. I'm going to start taking some calls now. I'm going to take Felix from Pennsylvania. What's poppin', Felix?
Hey, good morning, Professor Russo.
Good morning, my brother. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, too.
Hey, you know what? I got a couple tidbits for you, but I keep forgetting to do it. If anybody would like to see some straight shooting up from the hip there, they can Google Wild Bill Pocono, and they can see me exercise some gun control in 3 separate clips.
Wow.
All right?
Very cool.
Anyway, I would really love, I got a couple things I want to touch on with you, but I came up with a little Thanksgiving story or a parable that maybe we could begin with.
Okay, my brother.
Okay, once upon a time, there was a land called the New World. In this New World, there lived a particular people, a native people, and they lived in their own, separate tribes. Well, from the horizon of the sea, there were 3 dots. As these dots got bigger, they were 3 ships, and they brought a peculiar people from a distant land, and they landed and they set up their own little place. The problem is that the people who lived in the New World, they didn't have an adequate immigration system. As a matter of fact, they didn't have an immigration system at all.
Oh, really? Wow.
And you'll never guess what happened.
What happened?
The few became many.
Really?
Yes, it's the story of the pilgrims coming to the New World.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what... You got me on that one. That's great.
There's a lesson to be learned there, though.
That's fabulous. What's the lesson?
Well, the lesson is that the people that we're bringing in, the pilgrims changed the culture of the land.
Absolutely.
The people that lived here, they had their own value system, they had their own culture, okay? And unfortunately, the new people that came, they had their own particular values, and they wound up changing the whole values and cultures of the land, and, so, I mean, it is what it is now, but we must take a lesson from this.
Absolutely, my brother.
So, but anyway, I really would like to begin with Donald Trump. And
what?
You know what? From the mouth of Trump comes the truth again.
Absolutely, my brother. I'm so glad you brought this up because I was about to kick to it. Go ahead, my man.
This past week, Donald Trump said that, after the attacks on 9/11, there were Muslims cheering in the streets.
Right.
Paterson, New Jersey, and New York City.
Right.
And you know what? I remember this. I remember it being reported, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, he gets backlash from everyone saying this isn't the case.
Right.
Now, Rush Limbaugh actually did find an article by the Washington Post that verified this, and the Washington Post says, they made a mistake when they printed it, right? And I thought to myself, well, there must be stuff on YouTube, video out there, right? Well, guess what? No, there wouldn't be, and you know why? Because cell phones in 2001 were not capable of taking videos.
Interesting. Great point. Wow.
YouTube did not come into existence until it was February 14th, 2005, when it was actually founded, I guess. And the first YouTube video was posted, I think it was April 2005. And cell phones allegedly were not video compatible until 2007 when the iPhone came out.
My brother, you know something? This is crazy because I'm sitting here with the article, the Washington Post article, which clearly states in Jersey City, within hours of the two jetliners plowing into the World Trade Center, law enforcement authorities detained and questioned a number of people who were allegedly seen celebrating the attacks and holding tailgate-style parties on rooftops while they watched the devastation on the other side of the river. This is in the Washington Post article. I don't understand how they could deny that they printed this September 18, 2001.
And you see, and this is very important. Anyone who is leaning towards Donald Trump for president,
you better believe it.
They need to start becoming firm in their conviction, because no matter what the media puts out there, and believe me, it's the Republicans as well. You know what? They do not put the truth out about Donald Trump. They just put little clips out, and the man has a handle, on everything that's going on out there, and he's not afraid to buck the political, the politically correct views that are out there.
Absolutely, my brother Felix. Thank you for the call, man.
But I gotta
go, man. I'm sorry. I gave you.
This one is really important.
I gotta go, Felix.
ISIL.
I gotta go, man.
Okay, Frankie.
God bless you. Thank you for the call. I'm sorry. 800-848-9220. That was a great call. I just want to get as many people as I can on the air. Yo, we're going to pump the Trump tonight. Do we have the third commercial? Can we hit that third commercial? Ready?
Here we go. Let's make America.
I'm Donald Trump, candidate for president, and I approve this message. All talk and no action politicians have let us down, and America is in deep trouble. But I'm going to change that. First, I'm self-funding my campaign. I'm not taking special interest money, and I've called on other candidates to disavow their super PACs, but none of them have done it, which means they'll be puppets for lobbyists, donors, and special interests. I'll negotiate new trade deals, and those deals, along with my plans to cut taxes for the middle class and businesses, will bring American jobs back right here where they belong. I'll rebuild our military and make it so strong that no one will ever mess with us. We'll stop illegal immigration, and yes, we will build a wall, and Mexico will pay for it. I'm the only candidate running who can't be bought. I'll do what the politicians won't. I'll produce. We will make America great again.
Here we go.
That's what I'm talking about. And that was brought to you by my brother from another mother, Ernie J. from Brooklyn, the third Trump commercial. We're going to pump the Trump tonight.
Hey, pump the Trump, pump the Trump, pump the Trump.
Welcome to the boardroom.
Pump the Trump, pump the Trump,
Woo!
pump the Trump. Yo, Donald Trump, it is what it is. You can
the next president of the United States, yeah.
Critics say
Woo!
he's not presidential. He's got the skills we all find essential. Cause man, our country's business is bruised and busted. Our currency's weak, these dudes can't be trusted. Our
You're
allies
fired.
are enemies locked and loaded. Don't be misinformed when the shit comes to vote. Pump the Trump.
It's come to my attention. Newsmax is reporting Republican. The next president of the United States, Donald Trump, will be endorsed Monday by a group of 100 African-American pastors and religious leaders after a private meeting at Trump Tower in New York. You can't stop the Trump train. You can't stop the Trump train. 800-848-9222. You know, you got to help America's team help our veterans. Special shout out, Herman Sherman. December 13th, Sunday, 12 to 2, Christmas reception. Let Frankie Russo buy you a Christmas drink. Come down, we'll break some bread, we'll have a drink at Hunter Steakhouse, 94th Street and 4th Avenue. 800-848-9222. I'm going to kick to Bob in Newark. What's poppin', Bob?
Hey, Frankie, how are you? Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, my brother. How's everything?
I haven't heard from you in a while, and I've been trying to get on, and I'm back on.
God bless you.
I just wanted to throw something at you that it just kind of crazy. Now you just threw something in my head. Then here it is. They're talking about bringing about 200,000 people in here.
Eventually, yes, they are.
Okay, well, what are we going to do about the homeless people that's here?
Exactly.
What are we going to do about the veterans who can't get homes or jobs here?
Great point, my brother.
I don't understand how in the blue Jesus, and I'm saying it, how in the blue Jesus we taking care of somebody else before we take care of the whole front.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wake up! That is what he's talking about.
Wake up! Absolutely, man. You're hitting it right on. You're right on point.
I mean, look at de Blasio talking about, you see the kid that's drowning? Wait a minute, what about the guys who's laying on the streets and who don't have a place to live?
Absolutely.
And the mothers who don't have a place to put their children. You're complaining about all these other things, but you're not doing the things that you need to do. Take care of home. This is the greatest nation around the world.
Absolutely.
Greatest nation in the world, and I can understand this.
Bob, you're right on point, Bob. You're 100% right. It's an unfortunate that
America.
Right.
I'm not saying that we're not generous, because we're far more generous than any country.
There you go.
Let me say this to you, and say this to you as a frank thing. If anybody do not understand, I'm not knocking Islam, but I'm going to tell you how it is. Islam has declared war on the United States, and when the United States can't see this,
I'm telling you, brother.
They can't see it. Okay? It's time for the barbaric actions that they're doing. We got to get medieval on them.
My brother, I'm not talking about, a revolution against, we have to work with our officials, with the intelligence agencies, with the law enforcement agencies. And we have to keep an eye. It's funny you brought this up. I live in Brooklyn, and I heard last night, 2 explosions. I thought ISIS was coming. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning. I did some research. I woke up in the middle of the night, and it was manhole covers that just came off the top in the city in Brooklyn, maybe like 5 blocks away from where I live. I couldn't believe it. I'm just like, I'm on pins and needles like everybody else about this whole thing with ISIS.
But how come you don't know? How do you don't know that somebody's not testing the system?
Absolutely, my brother. Absolutely.
They've already shown you. They're showing you things that you may not believe. I mean, we're not hardening our grid structure for the electronics. We're not doing. We're not doing a whole lot of things that we're capable of doing, but we're not doing it.
Bob, absolutely right. And plus, what about this?
To so many things,
right?
And we're going, okay, I got my blinders on, but I know it's okay. It is not okay. It is not okay. And I'm going to let you know something. For every one of those 200,000 people they're going to bring in, they have to have jobs for those people. So why 200,000 people, since we got 95 million people not working, going to get a piece of those jobs?
Unbelievable.
Let's go with one other thing, the housing. Right. They are going to get housing. They getting housing before people who live here are not getting housing.
It's crazy.
Okay? The other thing is, do you know where the money's coming from? It's coming from your Social Security money. It is coming from, where do you think the money is going to come from to take care of these people? And I'm not lying, they know it, but nobody wants to tell you that. They're going to get money from Social Security, and they are going to get it because it's going to come under that. We don't have. When I say Social Security,
it's coming from us. We know that. So hey,
no, it's really good. It's coming from Social Security.
Well, wherever it's coming from, it's coming from the American people. Truth be told,
it's coming from the American people. And the worst thing about it is, we're sitting back and going, we are taking care of somebody who definitely do not care about this country. They just want to get here. They're not going to assimilate. It's just like some of the other countries.
Absolutely. Hey, Bob, you're absolutely right.
To America.
Bob, you're absolutely right. Thank you so much for the call. I want to move on. You're 100% right. I really thank you for the call. You hit on all the points. Thank you so much. 800-848-9222. We got to help America's team, help the men and women of the United States Armed Forces. December 13th, Sunday, 2012, Christmas reception. Let Frankie Russo buy your Christmas tree. Come down and we'll talk about at Hunter Steakhouse, 94th Street and 4th Avenue, and we'll talk about how we could help our veterans. 800-848-9222. I'm going to kick to Petey in Great Neck. What's poppin', Petey?
Frankie, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, too.
Thanksgiving.
Thank you,
everybody else out there.
Absolutely. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
I was going to talk about the president, the nomination for the presidency, but I'm going to change my subject because everybody's talking about immigration. I said it a million times. What we need to do between Democrats and Republicans and independents, go to the polls and punish these guys for punishing us with their immigration policies for the last 30 years. Why do we have to be subject to these people, like the people that are coming in here from other countries that don't want to assimilate with us? They want to try to change our country. No. Listen, I respect you. Stay in your own country. Don't come here and try to change our country. And I say this, go to the polls and primary every one of them out. Republican, Democrat, teach them a lesson, and then demand, number one, stop all legal immigration in this country. Nobody should be allowed in here until we straighten this out. Another thing, visas. What happens to all these people that come here on visas? I got an example. My brother-in-law married a girl that came here on a visa. She disappeared for 10 years. He got her legal. He had to pay lawyer fees and everything. You know how many people there are like this?
It's crazy. And you know what's interesting? You brought that up. Yeah. Jeff Sessions. Now, I don't know much about his overall politics. He's a Republican from Alabama. They published this article in the Breitbart News. He's claiming that he's listed 12 vetted refugees who've actually turned over to radical Islamists. On January 29, 2000, I'll give you one. On January 29, 2015, United States District Courts of the Eastern District of Virginia. So this is statistically significant. A federal warrant was unsealed for the arrest of Libyan Haji Mohammed, a native of Somalia, whose sources indicate he came to the United States as a refugee, adjusted to lawful permanent resident status, and subsequently applied for and received citizenship. And he allegedly provided material support to Al-Shabaab, which is a terrorist entity deemed by National Counterterrorism website, and Al-Qaeda. And he's got 11 others like this. And just for the record, the Omar Abdul Rahman, the blind sheik, he got thrown out of Egypt. Listen to this one. Gets thrown out of Egypt. He had to go to Sudan with Omar al-Bashir. From Omar al-Bashir, he comes into the United States. He marries an American Muslim convert. He was about to get deported. Why? Because he was on 3 terror watch lists.
Unbelievable.
So, I mean, they were mocking these terror watch lists,
Frankie, let me just finish for one other thing.
Go ahead, my brother.
Now, what about the borders? We got Homeland Security, and I don't know how true it is. How many Homeland Security officers or police do we have? I think there's 200,000. What is their job to do?
100% right.
Yeah.
You're 100% right, my brother.
Why don't they go on the border? Why don't we put them on the borders to help the Border Patrol? What are they doing?
Absolutely, my brother.
One last point.
Peter, I got to move. Thank you for the call, man. You did. I'm almost under 20. I'm sorry. Thank you for the call. 800-848-9222. I'm going to kick to Tommy in the Bronx. Peter, you did a great call. I'm running out of time.
Yeah, I'd like to say.
Is this PLO Tommy? PLO Tommy.
Yeah, all right, wait a minute. Now, please don't say that they're nasty people. But what I want to say is this.
The blind sheik being used by the CIA?
Yeah, well, the blind sheik, well, wait a minute, was used by the CIA during the Contra War.
Wait.
Sandinista War.
Wait, whether or not...
they used them in this way.
That's irrelevant.
No, that is not irrelevant.
Yes, it is. The blind sheik...
It is not irrelevant. No, I beg to differ, my friend.
Do you understand? You don't know the facts.
Let me finish.
Let me hear the facts. Let me hear.
He was used to clip coupons. Him and his followers.
Right, that's something. One of the Fugazi things they did.
Wait a minute. The coupons was the food coupons, which they took. They generated millions of dollars for the Contra War, and they sent machine guns. They sent machine guns to his followers in.
Let me tell you what happened.
They rewarded him for
PLO
that.
Tommy.
Well, why don't you let me finish? What do you
I ain't got much time. I can't waste my time on this stuff. You're wrong.
That's big news there.
You're wrong.
I'm not wrong.
650 Fifth Avenue. You know that case?
It's not wrong.
You know the Alevi Foundation?
It fits in with what you're saying.
You know what the Alevi Foundation... I'm not saying that the CIA used the blind sheik.
I'm
not saying that. What I'm saying is 650 Fifth Avenue case, right?
Yeah.
Judge's decision, Alevi Foundation is the Iranian government, gave over $1.4 million to the blind sheik's mosque. The blind sheik.
That's another issue. But
no, it's not. The Jersey City Mosque, Muhammad al-Nuri.
They let him stay here and everything else, and they covered for him.
My brother, you don't know all the facts. You got to understand what happened.
He was not shipped back to Egypt.
You got the Holy... Well, he's in prison for a lifetime. You got the Holy Land Foundation trial.
That's another story.
You got the 1993 World Trade Center bombing.
Why don't you let me finish what I'm saying?
I have. What you're saying doesn't make sense. You're not making sense.
I mean, what is this, a Frankie Russo scream fest here?
No, but understand something, Tommy, PLO. I have 20 minutes. That's all I have left. I can't waste time on stuff like this.
I'm telling you that this is a big part of this story.
I don't know.
And I was sitting, listen, I was in the subway. I was sitting diagonally across the way from a guy who had this big golf bag. And there were rifles sticking out of the golf bag. And he made the newspaper. A cop walked by and arrested the guy.
So what does that mean?
And then
what does that mean?
It appeared in the newspaper.
Right.
And that's when the United States government began funding the Contra War. Congress
wait, what are you... now we're going into... Wait.
Tommy PLO
entered, my friend. Tommy PLO.
No, that's when the blind sheik entered the story.
No. The blind sheik
entered the story.
According to Andrew McCarthy,
I
prosecutor.
Saw it personally, and I saw the article.
Okay, Tommy, listen. I'm not going to shout over you. I'm trying to talk to you. Okay, I gotta move.
Yeah, but I keep giving you good.
You're not giving me statistically significant information. You're just telling me you saw a bag on a train.
I saw a golf bag,
and that's statistically significant.
The guy had a golf bag.
He had a golf bag on a train.
And they were taking the guns down to ship them overseas.
PLO Tommy, thank you for the call.
The cop took the guy in.
PLO Tommy, thank you for the call.
Wait a minute.
I'm moving. I'm kicking to Lisa, New Jersey. Thank you for the call. Thank you for the call. People, understand something. We look for statistical significance. We got the 650 Fifth Avenue case, right? $1.4 million goes to the Blind Sheik Mosque. Blind Sheik, the Jersey City Mosque, Muhammad al-Nudi with Musa Abu Marzouk. We got the Holy Land Foundation trial coming out of there. We got the Yemen Sheik, Muhammad al-Muwad, who was involved in the terror financing, giving $20 million to Hamas, $5 million to Hamas, $20 million to Al-Qaeda. We got the Brooklyn ice cream parlor with $20 million, sending it all over the world out of the Blind Sheik's Mosque, this Brooklyn ice cream parlor on Atlantic Avenue in Brooklyn. We got the 9/11 attacks with Romney Youssef, which was part of that terror cell that the Blind Sheik oversaw, with the Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, who was the maternal uncle of Romney Youssef. He's serving the maternal uncle, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, and Romney Youssef are serving lifetime sentences in prison. This all came out of the Blind Sheik's Mosque. Money laundering, the Alevi Foundation, 650 Fifth Avenue case. This is unbelievable.
Wake up!
And you're telling me, come on, bro. You know, I respect people's opinions, but I got under 20, and you're calling me up talking to me about a CIA thing?
You're fired.
Come on. Can we pump the Trump? Can we get a commercial, the second commercial on Trump? Do we have that on the file? While I'm waiting for that, is Lisa available? Lisa from New Jersey?
Yes.
How you doing, Lisa?
Hi, Frankie. How are you?
Good. How are you? I'm sorry.
Good.
You know,
it's okay.
I'm sorry for all the confusion. I only got 20 minutes, and you know, I appreciate people's opinions.
I know.
But I can't argue with someone
Everybody has something to add.
Yeah, and I can't argue with someone that doesn't want to talk, and I got to talk over the guy. And then plus, he comes in with information that's not statistically significant. I saw a bag with a gun on the train, and then I saw it in the newspaper. Come on. I'm talking about money, material support, United States Treasury Department press releases. This stuff is statistically significant. Court cases, judges' decisions. No?
I know, but that's what you know, see how people think.
How you doing, Lisa?
Good. I just wanted to let you know about a book. You know, remember Ted Koppel? He was a newscaster.
Oh, sure, absolutely. Great really show. Amazing show.
Very serious, very educated.
Absolutely.
You know, not like what they have today.
Absolutely.
A lot of the clowns that, you know. Anyway, he was on Stephen Colbert's show. He wrote a book. It's called Lights Out. Have you heard about it?
No, I haven't.
Well, he just came on this week, and he was on the Stephen Colbert show this week, and he was very serious. It's about if and when the power grid goes out in the United States.
Interesting.
And he was, again, Stephen Colbert was making a lot of jokes about it, trying to make light of it. And if you look it up, you'll be able to see it was only on for a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes. I think people should look into it. And guess how many power grids we have in the United States?
How many?
Take a guess. I'm just curious if you know. No, I didn't
There's
know
so
either.
much stuff going on in this country, I can't keep up with this.
What do you think? Yeah, what do you think? How many power grids it would take to put this country down? Take a guess.
The way it is right now? Not many.
Yeah.
Not many.
Well, but how many do we have in the country?
1,000?
No.
I'm guessing. I don't know.
We have one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast, and one in Texas. That's 3. That's all they would have to do, either by accident.
Wow.
No, it could happen. It could happen. It could happen with a asteroid or whatever he said. But the thing is,
you're talking about
it's very
power grabs,
serious.
right? Power grabs,
Exactly.
like institutions
Yeah, it would go
grabbing
down.
power. Okay.
Yes, it
Wow.
would go down. And he was again. So it's something to talk about, and it's probably a good book to look into. It's called Lights Out, Ted Koppel.
Sounds great, Lisa.
Yeah, I just wanted you to maybe you could.
Thank you so much.
And have a nice time at your gathering. When is it? On December what?
December 3rd. Thank you for asking. December 13th,
Yes.
Sunday, 12 to 2, Christmas reception. Let Frankie Russo. You come down, Lisa. I'll buy you a drink. Free drink.
Okay, but maybe people can bring something for maybe
Oh, that'd be fabulous. That'd be fabulous.
Food, canned food or something.
Yeah,
for somebody
absolutely.
Local.
Absolutely.
I think you should ask for that. Some canned food or something for people local. Maybe you could donate that.
Absolutely. That'd be great. Hunter Steakhouse at 94th Street and 4th Avenue in
Okay.
Brooklyn.
Good. Everybody, look for that book and look up that episode. I think it was Monday night. But good luck and have a good show.
God bless you. Thank you, Lisa. 800-848-9220. That was a nice call. Okay, we're going to kick to, before we kick to Bobby in New Jersey, we got that Trump commercial? This is DT pumping the
Talk and no
Trump.
action politicians have let us down, and America is in deep trouble. But I'm going to change that. First, I'm self-funding my campaign. I'm not taking special interest money. And I've called on other candidates to disavow their super PACs, but none of them have done it, which means they'll be puppets for lobbyists, donors, and special interests. I'll negotiate new trade deals, and those deals, along with my plans to cut taxes for the middle class and businesses, will bring American jobs back right here where they belong. I'll rebuild our military and make it so strong that no one will ever mess with us. We'll stop illegal immigration, and yes, we will build a wall, and Mexico will pay for it. I'm the only candidate running who can't be bought. I'll do what the politicians won't. I'll produce. We will make America great again.
That's what I'm talking about. DT, we're pumping the Trump. We're going to kick to Bobby in New Jersey. What's popping, Bobby? You there, Bobby?
Yeah.
How you doing, Bobby?
How are you doing, Frankie? Happy Thanksgiving.
God bless you. Thank you so much. How you doing? What's going on?
Frankie, listen, I've been on the phone listening to everybody talk.
Right.
And I'm originally from Jersey City, Frankie.
Nice.
And so help me God, on 9/11, I was in a dentist chair getting my teeth pulled.
Right.
And he had a little screen, and we were watching everything going on. And when the second plane hit, the dentist himself passed a remark, those are so-and-sos, and he started... Anyway, my point is, when I got done, Frankie, I walked up Bergen Avenue to Journal Square, and as I was going through there were a couple... There's a place on the corner up there on Sip Avenue where there's these Pakistan and other groups, cab drivers, and there was a few of them blowing the horn, but not thousands of them. Trump kind of exaggerated that, and that's why I don't want this man as our leader, Frank.
Well, I mean, okay, you're entitled to your opinion. I don't believe that he exaggerated this.
I passed through there, Frankie. 2 hours.
I just read a Washington Post article.
I don't care what you read, Frankie. I'm telling you, I walked through there.
Washington Post article says that there were people that were celebrating the hit.
Typical
so whether it's 1,000 people or it's 20 people, does it matter?
That's exaggerated. What?
If it's 1,000 people or 20 people, does it matter?
It sure does.
They had people on the Gaza Strip in Palestine.
He's going to explode this situation.
Okay, Bobby, there are people on the Gaza Strip in Palestine that were screaming Allah Akbar when these buildings got hit. Does it matter?
The Gaza Strip is not New Jersey.
Not New Jersey. The Jersey City Mosque. You don't think that they were cheering? You don't think that they were cheering?
Frank, I'm from that area. That's a storefront. It was exaggerated, Frank.
It's exaggerated. So the blind sheik is exaggerated?
No,
Muhammad al-Nuni is exaggerated?
Frank, hold up. I'm glad they put him away. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, Trump is more like a prize-fighting promoter. He's not a leader, Frank.
My brother Bobby, okay, you're entitled to your opinions, America. I'm going to agree to disagree with you, okay, my brother? Thank you for the call.
Okay, great.
800-848-9222. I think Donald Trump is the next president of the United States. He's entitled to his opinion. That's my take on it. Okay, so at 105, I'm going to kick to DT's commercial again, and I'm going to Annie in the Bronx, and then I'm going to go to Myra in New Jersey. What's poppin', Annie?
Hi, Frankie. I'm going to be real fast because I know that you're running out of time. 3 things I want to talk about Trump real quick and the difference between illegal immigrants and refugees, and something that I want to say about you. When it comes to Donald Trump, it's very cowardly and disgraceful to say that he's in it for himself. This man's got enough money to buy his own private Idaho for himself and his family. He knows everything is going to hell, and instead he takes his own money and his own family, and he is trying to help us. And I don't care if it was 5 Muslims or 1,000 Muslims.
Exactly.
I don't care who it was. They were cheering. I remember seeing it in
Donald Trump.
France when this happened, right here on Bainbridge Avenue by the freaking way. I even got $1 off on a coffee because he was so happy.
God bless.
Yeah. Number 2.
So you actually saw this? You saw that?
I went into the store. The guy was playing it in Arab, the radio, and over and over again, just hearing the French people screaming.
That's crazy.
And he was so happy. He was like, "Oh, you have coffee? Don't worry, $1 off." And I went back the next week after, when they blew the compound, and I said, "Oh, isn't that great?" Poof!
Unbelievable.
Goes all of ISIS, and he was not so happy. And I didn't get $1 off of my coffee. What do you get? And number 2, the difference between an illegal immigrant and refugee is that a refugee is very dangerous because it's not of their own volition. They don't sit their family down and say, this is something we have to do to survive. They're being ripped and torn away from what is familiar and from what they know. And once their bellies are full and once their skin is warm, they will turn against us because it is human instinct for everybody to turn to what is familiar. And they can be easily radicalized because they're going to actually resent the fact that they had to come here. And Islam, unlike any other religion, is law. How in the world do we feel that we can assimilate or integrate something that is law when we are trying to have separation of church and state? So here we are, as we decline, they rise, and then they rise upon the very freedom that we give them. And then the last thing I wanted to say about you was a display of generosity you showed a couple of weeks ago. You had a caller that you always pour beer for.
Right.
And, you only have an hour.
Rick from Yonkers.
And,
right.
Yeah, and I think you took some heat from another caller, but there was... See, you waited long enough, and he finally came out. He goes, "Oh, Frankie, I'm worried about my wife."
Right.
And I said, "Bingo! What it is that you knew instinctively that something was a little bit more off kilter with him than usually, and he's very smart.
Right.
Never mind how he projects himself and puts out his information. And I thought that was very generous of you.
Thank you, Annie. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
That you only had an hour. I said, this is a very warm guy because most people are very selfish and they're like, whatever, I don't have the time. But with him, it was a very sensitive thing you did. So I'll let you go with that.
Thank you, Annie. Thank you so much for the call. God bless you.
God bless you, too.
Thank you so much. 800-848-9222. I want to kick at 105 in 2 minutes. I want to kick to Donald Trump commercial again. We're going to go to Myra in New Jersey. What's poppin', Myra?
Hi. I wrote again to Donald Trump, and I also called WABC about the great radio host who I and many other people enjoy, especially when he sings the praises of Donald Trump.
Thank you so much.
And that's the great Frankie Russo.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
WABC late at night. And I know he would love to have you, Donald Trump, as a guest, even if it has to be on a recording because it's so late at night. But you have to reach out to this man who's really behind you and all of his listeners that are. And the fact that you're doing this, talking about these veterans, is so important because we have abandoned them. This country, not us, but an abomination has abandoned them.
Absolutely.
By eliminating their benefits, their medical benefits. A man, Travis Mills, wrote a book, Tough as Nails or something. In any case, it talks as a paraplegic from Afghanistan who can't get money from the government and has to go out there writing books and pleading with other injured veterans to get the money. We got to put together something to make him, abomination, look like what he is. And you're doing it. Put us all together, and we will run some kind of fundraisers together and make him look like a fool because we have to be getting that money.
Absolutely, Myra. So why don't you come to the December 13th?
No, wait a minute. No, let me see this.
Okay.
Because and when he went on the air, I heard a radio host make fun of the guy. He claims he made fun of. He didn't make fun of anybody. That man was picking on him, the reporter.
Right.
He didn't know he was injured. He had in the audience when this was going on, he has all the veterans in wheelchairs there. He's not making fun of people in wheelchairs. That's not his style. He
Absolutely,
cares
Myra.
about people. And as far as black people, that black plant that was in his audience, he likes black. He loves black.
Well, they're
people.
going to endorse him on Monday.
That was a plant. That was a plant in his audience. And the guy said he saw the one that was interviewing the Washington Post reporter.
Right.
He said. They said, "Well, did you see that? Did you see Trump or anybody punch this guy?" He goes, "Well, somebody told me about it. One of the girls who I work with, she told me about it." He said, "Did you see it? Because it's on tape."
Wow.
This guy was punching people in the audience.
Myra, you want to hold on? You want to hold on and listen to? Because I got 5 minutes left. I want to put the Trump commercial on one more time before we go off the air.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much for the call.
All right, listen, I'm
Thank
serious.
you.
If you have any question, if you want any help,
Stay online. I'll talk to you after the show.
call me, okay? Yeah.
Donald Trump, candidate for president, and I approve this message. All talk and no action politicians have let us down, and America is in deep trouble. But I'm going to change that. First, I'm self-funding my campaign. I'm not taking special interest money, and I've called on other candidates to disavow their super PACs, but none of them have done it, which means they'll be puppets for lobbyists, donors, and special interests. I'll negotiate new trade deals, and those deals, along with my plans to cut taxes for the middle class and businesses, will bring American jobs back right here where they belong. I'll rebuild our military and make it so strong that no one will ever mess with us. We'll stop illegal immigration, and yes, we will build a wall, and Mexico will pay for it. I'm the only candidate running who can't be bought. I'll do what the politicians won't. I'll produce. We will make America great again.
You used to call me on the cell phone.
That's what I'm talking about, DT. And he's got a personality too to boot. That's what I'm talking about. Let's kick to Joanne in New Jersey. We'll wind it down. We got 3 left. Joanne in New Jersey.
Okay, hi. Got a little voice problem here. Hi. God bless you.
God bless you.
I'm going to say it quickly. Need the Trump and Trump for Trump. Self-funding. Tough. Speaks a little off the cuff. But since the country is going to hell, we better get Trump or we'll get Clinton. Okay, so that's my point. I didn't run totally, but anyway. And I love that song, Pump the Trump. We got to get everyone really excited for Trump.
Let's get a little Pump the Trump for the lady.
Get it.
There we go. Joanne, thank you for the call.
Yeah, thanks. God bless.
God bless. We got 2 left. Let's go to Michelle in Long Island.
Hello.
Hey, Michelle.
Hi, Frankie. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Nice to speak to you this evening.
Absolutely.
What I wanted to say to you very briefly, I know you don't have a lot of time, is not only do I remember seeing on the television on that day people of Middle Eastern descent celebrating in the streets of our own country.
Crazy.
Whether it be in New Jersey, I know, or Queens. But if you watch online, there's a woman called Brigitte Gabrielle.
Yeah, great lady. Amazing.
Isn't she wonderful?
Amazing lady.
Right. I'm glad you know who she is. Act for America.
Right.
She delivered a speech in
Wow.
2011, 4 years ago, and in that speech, she mentioned that she referenced the fact that there were people in our own country celebrating in the streets. So that's 4 years ago. How could she be making this up if it didn't really happen 4 years ago?
Absolutely.
Before Donald Trump said anything. So that's all I wanted to say to you, because these liberals will be telling you that you didn't see what you saw with your own eyes.
Michelle, sounds great. So are you for DT, Donald Trump? You supporting him?
He's the best option.
Sounds great. Are you going to come to December 13th, Sunday, 12 to 2, my Christmas reception? I'll buy you a drink.
You know what? I think I'm going to come and I'm going to buy you a drink, Frankie. How about that?
You know, I'm at the Hunter Steakhouse, 94th Street and 4th Avenue, between 12 to 2.
All right, my friend.
God bless you. Thank you for the call.
Seeing you there, and God bless you as well, and have a happy holiday season.
Absolutely. Thank you, Michelle. We're winding down over here. This is the Frankie Russo Show, okay? Remember, we got to help America's team, help the men and women of the United States Armed Forces. December 13th, Sunday from 12 to 2 p.m., Christmas reception. Let Frankie Russo buy you a Christmas drink. It'll be on me. You know, we'll break bread. We'll talk about how we can help America's team, help the United States veterans. You got it? Okay. Facebook.com/Frankie Russo Show and click on the buttons. Can't keep up with this. You can't. No way. I'll see you in the future.
Broadcasting from the Nouveau Fat Los Studios. WPLJ HD3, New York. The legendary 77 WABC. New York, a Cumulus station.
Planned Parenthood shootings, wintry weekend. I'm Barton Eckert, a police officer among 3